here's the deal. Germany is set to fine Facebook $500,000 for every fake news post they don't delete. Germany now says if Facebook refuses to deal with fake news in a timely manner, quote unquote fake news, it will fine the social media platform 500,000 euros, around $525,000, for each false or hate speech item it fails to remove within 24 hours. Thomas Oppermann, chairman of Germany's Social Democratic Party, suggests a strict law with concurrent stiff penalty might be the best method of combating the plethora of, quote, fake news now apparently flooding the interwebs. Quote, Facebook did not avail itself of the opportunity to regulate the issue of complaint management itself, Oppermann told Der Spiegel in an interview Friday. Now market-dominating platforms like Facebook will be legally required to build a legal protection office in Germany that is available 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. So they're going to flag fake news, and if Facebook doesn't take down what they flag, $500,000 fine. And this is not just in Germany. We don't have the $500,000 fine at the current time, but the system is being put in place, even in the United States, to flag. And who will be doing the flagging? Who will be deciding whether or not things from Activist Post, things from Zero Hedge, things from InfoWars, whether the alternative media stories get to you on the platforms that you're on? Well, one person who's going to be in charge is Associated Press. We got that AP story there. Associated Press will partner with Facebook to flag fake news. The Associated Press announced Thursday it will join Facebook to help identify and debunk, that's a quote, news stories being shared online that are false. According to the AP announcement, quote, when AP or another participating fact-check organization flags a piece of content as fake, Facebook users will see that it has been disputed, and there will be a link to the corresponding article explaining why. That flag will follow the content if a Facebook user chooses to share it. Quote, AP has done some of the most thorough fact-checking in the news business, said Sally Busby, AP's incoming executive editor. This initiative is a natural extension of that tradition and of the AP's long-standing role setting the standards for accuracy and ethics in journalism. So, Christian, we've got a censorship regime. If you want to jump over so people can see you there, sir, we've got a censorship regime loading up. And who will censor the censors? If the Associated Press is the fact checker, who fact checks the Associated Press?
Right.
I mean, we just showed the difference between a Washington Post article and a Zero Hedge article. And in terms of journalistic standards and journalistic ethics, and it was articles on the same topic. In terms of standards and ethics, it's the fox guarding the hen house at this point. Like, you can't. It really is crazy.
That's why it's so important that we're doing what we're doing, and also that people are keeping up with everything outside of Facebook, outside of social media. Get on the email list, get on everything that you can to stay in touch, because we will be going over this stuff as we have been. So, and
hopefully we can stay up. Right. I mean, I would hate to see this information sort of go into the memory hole. And I tell everybody, read 1984.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm all over this stuff, if you haven't read 1984, go read it. Don't watch the movie. The real stuff isn't in the movie. The movie is actually kind of boring. In 1984, the protagonist, the hero, Winston Smith, he works for the Ministry of Truth. At that point, there are no more independent newspapers. His whole job is censoring news, changing history around, basically creating fake news for the regime, creating something that's more than propaganda. Mm-hmm. Because it is really altering history.
Yeah.
If you're able to remove out of sight all of the competing narratives and you only have the one narrative, you have control of history. Because 10 years later, when somebody goes back to look and see what happened, that's what they're going to be looking at. They're going to be looking at the archives of these news stories.